23 Venezuelan missile boats emerge from coastal fog. 2 American destroyers patrol 90 miles offshore. $4.7 billion in naval assets converge on 400 square miles of contested water. The clash everyone said would never happen is 37 minutes away. Eastern Caribbean time. The ocean sits dark and still. No wind, no whitecaps. Perfect mirror surface reflecting pre-dawn stars. USS Nitsa cuts through the water at 18 knots. Arleigh Burke-class destroyer. 9,200 tons of steel and technology. Behind her, USS Mahan maintains formation 8 miles to starboard. Both ships are conducting freedom of navigation operations. International waters, legal transit, routine patrol. Except nothing about today is routine. Venezuelan President Maduro declared these waters an exclusion zone 72 hours ago. Any U.S. military vessel within 150 miles of Venezuelan coast is considered hostile. Washington rejected the declaration immediately. International law doesn't recognize unilateral exclusion zones. The U.S. Navy will transit where it chooses. At 5:18 a.m., radar operators on USS Nitsa detect something. Multiple contacts. Bearing 195 degrees. Range 47 miles. Moving fast, 32 knots. The contacts multiply on screen. 5 vessels, then 12, then 23, all headed directly toward the American destroyers. Commander Sarah Chen studies the display in the Combat Information Center. The Venezuelan Navy is coming out to play. She knows their inventory. Daman Stan 4207 patrol boats. Italian-built Albatross missile boats. Chinese Type 062 gunboats. None of them individually threaten a destroyer. But 23 boats carrying 92 anti-ship missiles is a different calculation. What's your call in this situation? Type A for hold course. Type B for request backup immediately. The Venezuelan plan is straightforward. Overwhelm American defenses with volume. Each missile boat carries 4 C-802 anti-ship missiles. That's 92 missiles total. American destroyers can intercept maybe 60-70 missiles if everything works perfectly, which means 20-30 missiles get through. Against unarmored destroyer hulls, that's devastating. But Venezuela's plan has a fatal flaw. They're assuming American destroyers are alone. They're not. At 5:24 a.m., an E-2D Hawkeye early warning aircraft 240 miles northeast picks up the Venezuelan formation on long-range radar. The aircraft has been orbiting since 3 a.m., standard patrol pattern for carrier operations. It sees everything within 400 miles. The Hawkeye immediately vectors additional assets. USS George Washington is 420 miles northeast. The carrier launches 8 F-18 Super Hornets within 90 seconds. Each fighter carries 4 AGM-84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles and 2 AIM-120 AMRAAM air-to-air missiles. Flight time to intercept, 18 minutes. At 5:31 a.m., a P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft joins the hunt. It's been tracking a Colombian submarine 200 miles south. Now it redirects. The Poseidon carries 5 AGM-84 Harpoons and sophisticated surface search radar. It arrives on station in 14 minutes. Commander Chen watches the tactical picture develop. The Venezuelans think they have numerical advantage. They don't know about the incoming air support. She decides to hold course. Let them come closer. Give the Super Hornets time to arrive. The ambush is set. Venezuelan Admiral Ramirez commands the strike force from the lead Albatross-class boat. He's 20 miles from the American destroyers now. His crews are ready, missiles armed, targeting systems locked. He plans to fire at 15 miles, maximum effective range for C-802 missiles. Overwhelm their defenses before they can respond effectively. At 5:43 a.m., the Super Hornets arrive. They're 80 miles from the Venezuelan formation, flying at 32,000 feet. The Venezuelan boats have no idea they're coming. The fighters carry AN/APG-79 AESA radars. They can detect small surface targets at 150 miles, lock and fire at 100 miles. The lead F-18 fires first. 4 Harpoon missiles drop from wing pylons. Rocket motors ignite. The missiles accelerate to Mach 0.85. Sea skimming flight profile, 15 feet above the waves. They're invisible to radar until the final seconds. 7 more Super Hornets fire. 32 Harpoons now racing toward the Venezuelan fleet. Flight time, 4 minutes, 40 seconds. The missiles spread across the formation. Each one has GPS mid-course guidance and active radar terminal homing. They don't bunch up on single targets. They distribute intelligently across high-value threats. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button. This gets intense. At 5:48 a.m., Venezuelan radar operators detect the incoming missiles, 47 miles out, closing at 550 Metaprot. Warning klaxons shriek across 23 boats. Point defense systems activate. Chinese Type 337G fire control radars lock onto targets. HHQ-10 short-range missiles fire frantically. But the math is brutal. 23 boats, 32 incoming Harpoons. Each boat has 1 point defense system. They can engage maybe 2 targets simultaneously. 46 intercept opportunities against 32 missiles. Except the missiles are coming from multiple vectors. The boats can't coordinate defense, they're fighting individually. The first Harpoon strikes at 5:48 a.m. and 23 seconds, an Albatross-class missile boat. The 488-pound warhead detonates on impact. The explosion tears through the boat's aluminum superstructure. Fuel ignites, missiles cook off. The vessel disintegrates in a secondary explosion visible for 40 miles. 34 sailors die instantly. 2 more Harpoons hit Dammenstan patrol boats within 15 seconds. 1 boat breaks in half, the other capsizes. Survivors swim through burning diesel fuel. Rescue is impossible. The formation is under attack. Every boat fights for survival. Venezuelan point defense splashes 9 Harpoons. Better than expected, but 23 missiles find targets. Within 90 seconds, 14 Venezuelan boats are sinking or destroyed. 9 boats remain operational, but scattered. Admiral Ramirez is dead. His flagship took 2 Harpoon hits. Command and control collapses. The surviving Venezuelan boats make a desperate decision. Fire everything. All remaining C-802 missiles launch simultaneously. 36 missiles streak toward USS Nitsa and USS Mahan. Range, 28 miles. Flight time, 3 minutes. Commander Chen sees them coming. 36 contacts, spread across a 60-degree arc. Her destroyer's Aegis combat system prioritizes threats automatically. SM-2 surface-to-air missiles fire from vertical launch cells. 24 interceptors in 12 seconds. Each SM-2 costs $1.3 million. The salvo represents $31.2 million in defensive fire. USS Mahan fires simultaneously, 18 SM-2 missiles. The 2 destroyers coordinate electronically. They don't target the same threats. The Aegis computers communicate at light speed. They create an interlocking defense umbrella. What would you have done as the Venezuelan commander? Press the attack or retreat. Comment below. The SM-2 missiles intercept at 15 miles. Kinetic kill. 1 missile, 1 target. The Venezuelan C-802s explode in midair. 29 kills. 7 missiles survive the outer defense layer. They keep coming. Sea skimming. 15 feet above the waves. Targeting radar locked on destroyer signatures. At 8 miles, the inner defense activates. C-RAM point defense systems engage. Rolling airframe missiles fire from both destroyers. 22 interceptors. The RAM missiles use infrared seekers. They home on the C-802 rocket motor exhaust. 6 more Venezuelan missiles fall. 1 C-802 survives everything. It's 2 miles from USS Nitsa when the final Phalanx CIWS engages. 20mm Gatling gun. 4,500 rounds per minute. Tungsten shells create a wall of metal. The C-802 disintegrates 800 yards from the destroyer. Fragments rain harmlessly into the ocean. Total engagement time, 4 minutes 18 seconds. 36 Venezuelan missiles fired, 0 hits. The destroyers remain completely operational, not a single American casualty. At 5:53 a.m., the P-8 Poseidon arrives. The maritime patrol aircraft carries 5 Harpoon missiles. The 9 surviving Venezuelan boats are scattered and retreating, running at maximum speed back toward coastal waters. The Poseidon fires all 5 Harpoons. The missiles find 5 targets, 5 more Venezuelan boats sink. By 6 a.m., the Venezuelan strike force ceases to exist. 19 boats sunk, 4 boats limping back to port with damage, 487 sailors dead, 234 wounded. The entire operation lasted 48 minutes from first radar contact to final missile impact. USS Nitsa and USS Mahan sustained 0 damage, 0 casualties. Ammunition expenditure, 42 SM-2 missiles at $54.6 million, 22 RAM interceptors at $1.2 million, 32 Harpoon missiles from Super Hornets at $40 million, 5 Harpoons from the P-8 at $625 million. Total cost, $102.05 million to eliminate 23 enemy vessels. But the war doesn't end there. At 6:47 a.m., Venezuela retaliates, not at sea, on land. Coordinated attacks on American assets across South America. U.S. Embassy in Caracas hit by truck bomb. 17 Americans dead. 42 wounded. Consulate in Maracaibo attacked by armed militia. 8 dead. Oil facilities operated by American companies in eastern Venezuela are sabotaged. Pipelines exploded. Refineries set ablaze. $1.8 billion in infrastructure destroyed. Venezuela's message is clear. If we can't win at sea, we'll strike where you're vulnerable. Washington's response is immediate and overwhelming. At 8:14 a.m., President authorizes Operation Caribbean Shield, full-scale air campaign against Venezuelan military targets. No ground invasion, no occupation, just the systematic destruction of Venezuela's ability to project military power. This kind of detailed analysis takes hours of research. Give this video a thumbs up if you value the depth. At 9:23 a.m., 6 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers launch from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. They've been on alert since the naval engagement began. Flight time, 6 hours. Each bomber carries 80 GBU-38 JDAM guided bombs. That's 480 precision weapons heading toward Venezuela. USS George Washington launches a massive alpha strike at 9:47 a.m. 64 F-18 Super Hornets, 16 EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft, 6 E-2D Hawkeye command planes, the largest carrier air operation since the Gulf War. Target package, 147 military installations across Venezuela. Venezuelan air defenses scramble to respond. They have 6 S-300 PMU-2 batteries protecting Caracas and key military sites. Russian export model. Advanced system. Range, 120 miles. Can engage 36 targets simultaneously. On paper, formidable weapons. But the EA-18G Growlers arrive first. They fly ahead of the strike package. Their AN/ALQ-99 jamming pods emit powerful electromagnetic radiation. The S-300 radars see nothing but noise. Tracking systems fail. Targeting computers crash. The Venezuelan crews switch to backup modes. Manual targeting, optical tracking, Stone Age technology against 21st century aircraft. At 2:34 p.m., AGM-88E HARM missiles rain down. Advanced anti-radiation missiles. They home on radar emissions. Speed, Mach 2. The S-300 batteries detect them too late. 24 HARMs fired. 18 radar installations destroyed. Venezuela's integrated air defense network collapses in 4 minutes. With air defenses suppressed, the real destruction begins. F-18s drop, GBU-38 JDAMs on military targets. Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base takes 67 hits. Runways cratered beyond immediate repair. Hangars collapsed on aircraft inside. 23 Su-30 Mk2 fighters destroyed on the ground. Fuel storage erupts in massive fireballs. Ammunition depots explode in cascading detonations. The base is non-operational for months. El Libertador Air Base faces similar devastation. 54 precision strikes. Control tower obliterated. Maintenance facilities destroyed. 14 more Su-30s caught on the ground. Venezuela's Air Force loses 75% of its combat capability in one afternoon. Naval facilities are hammered. Puerto Cabello Naval Base takes 89 JDM hits. Dry docks collapsed. Submarine pens destroyed. 3 Kilo-class submarines trapped in damaged facilities. 2 frigates under construction are wrecked. The base burns for 18 hours. At 8:47 p.m., the B-2 bombers arrive. They've been flying for 11 hours, including refueling stops. Now they're 42,000 feet over Venezuela, completely invisible to surviving radar. Each bomber's weapons bay opens. 80 GBU-38s fall toward predetermined targets. The targets are strategic. Ministry of Defense headquarters in Caracas. Regional command centers, communication hubs, intelligence facilities, military ammunition depots. The first bomb hits at 8:52 p.m. A 500-pound warhead penetrates 6 feet of reinforced concrete before detonating. The explosion collapses the entire building. 127 senior officers die. Venezuela's military coordination shatters. Should America have stopped after the naval victory, or was this escalation necessary? Leave your analysis in the comments. 5 more command centers are destroyed within 30 minutes. Regional commanders lose contact with Caracas. Units receive no orders. There's no unified defense, no coordinated response, just isolated bases watching their neighbors burn. By 10 p.m., the American air campaign ends. 723 sorties flown. 891 precision weapons delivered. 147 military targets struck. 2,240 Venezuelan military personnel killed. Another 1,630 wounded. The devastation is comprehensive. Venezuela's military is crippled. Their air force is destroyed. Their navy is sunk. Their command structure is decapitated. Ground forces remain intact, but isolated. They have no air support, no naval support, no strategic coordination. They can defend territory, but can't project power. The economic consequences are catastrophic. Venezuela's oil production drops 67%. Export terminals are damaged. Pipelines are sabotaged. Refineries burn. The country produces 800,000 barrels per day normally. Now it's 264,000 barrels. At $78 per barrel, that's $41.8 million per day in lost revenue. $125 billion per month. The economy collapses. Global oil markets react immediately. Venezuelan crude is offline. Caribbean shipping routes are contested. Insurance rates spike 240%. Tankers reroute around danger zones. Oil prices jump from $78 to $94 per barrel. Gas prices in America increase 52 cents per gallon overnight. Europe faces supply disruptions. At 11:34 p.m., President Maduro addresses the nation from an undisclosed location. He claims Venezuela defended its sovereignty. He doesn't mention the 19 sunken ships or burning air bases or 2,340 dead soldiers. Washington issues a statement at 12:47 a.m. on April 15th. Operations complete. Freedom of navigation in international waters is non-negotiable. Any future attacks will be met with overwhelming response. The casualty final count tells the story. Venezuela, 2,127 military dead, 1,864 wounded, 19 vessels sunk, 37 aircraft destroyed, 8 military bases rendered non-operational, oil export capacity reduced 67%. United States, 25 civilians dead in embassy attacks, 0 military combat deaths, 0 vessels damaged. Ammunition expenditure $102 million. Total operation cost $2.1 billion, including bomb replacement. The lessons are clear. Modern naval warfare is decided by sensors and missiles. Electronic warfare wins battles before shots fire. Attempting to contest American naval superiority in the Western Hemisphere is military suicide. For Venezuela, this exposed every weakness. Their missiles couldn't penetrate defenses, their air defenses couldn't stop attacks, their command structure collapsed. Their economy depends on infrastructure America destroys at will. For the United States, the Caribbean operation validated naval technology. Aegis systems worked flawlessly. Carrier strike groups projected power across thousands of miles. Stealth bombers struck with impunity. Support this channel by subscribing. This level of tactical detail takes serious research time. Russia and China watched closely. They supplied Venezuela's weapons. None of it mattered. American countermeasures defeated everything. This has profound implications for future conflicts. Regional dynamics shift permanently. Colombia sees opportunities. Brazil positions for influence. Cuba maintains neutrality. No nation in the hemisphere challenges American naval operations for a generation. At 3:00 a.m., USS Nitsa and USS Mahan resume their patrol. Same course, same speed, same international waters. The destroyers that started this war continue their mission. Freedom of navigation isn't negotiable. It's enforced by the most powerful navy in human history. The war started over sovereignty claims. It ended with military dominance. Venezuela claimed exclusive rights to international waters. America proved those rights don't exist when opposed by carrier battle groups and Tomahawk missiles. Freedom of the seas isn't guaranteed by international law alone. It's defended by sailors who stand watch at 5:12 a.m. It's protected by pilots who fly 18-minute intercept missions. It's maintained by the credible threat of overwhelming force. To any nation considering similar challenges, the Caribbean engagement answered every question. Challenge American interests at sea and face systematic defeat. There is no scenario where numerical advantage overcomes technological superiority. What was the decisive factor? American technology, Venezuelan overconfidence, or superior training? Drop your tactical analysis in the comments. Should the US have shown restraint after the naval victory, or was the air campaign justified? Your perspective matters. If you made it this far, you're our core audience. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Share this with anyone who needs to understand modern naval warfare and Caribbean geopolitics. This is the detailed analysis you won't find anywhere else. The war lasted 18 hours from first radar contact to final bomb impact. The outcome was never in doubt. And tomorrow, we analyze what happens when regional powers learn the hard lesson about challenging superpower naval dominance.